What's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Brothers Geek Out podcast. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone's doing good. It's just two brothers here about to express their thoughts on some pop culture shit. What's happening, bro?
Yeah, good, bro, man. It's been a busy weekend and I'm working at the same time, so just trying to multitask. But I thought we could get this done early this week and then push out the podcast a bit more early. But don't know why it's not picking up my microphone. Other than that, bro, all good, bro. Inktober started, so I'm doing DC sketches for the month just to get me back into being a bit more creative. And then, we dropped off mum and dad. They headed off to Saudi. Inshallah, everything's all going. I mean, they've already done their Umrah, so now they're just gonna pray and chill and pray for us and the world. So, mashallah, everything goes well. But we had some dramas in the morning, which was hilarious. It's fine, man, because I think I got up at 3 o'clock, and then they were ready 4:45. We head out. London is just basic to try and drive in now, and it's that time of the morning where you just want to breeze through traffic. Like there's no traffic anyway, but 20, 40, 30, you confuse you 50, you're going to get ticket, bro. You probably lose your license before you even get to the airport. But anyway, we got there, little drama with the wrong airport and the stuff, but luckily some people were helpful and made the process easy. So, by the time we got there, dad usually likes to have his like tea and croissant. This time it was like, no, just run through the gate, get on the plane and then go from there. But all good, man. Now it's Monday, man, another week. So we got loads to do, but everything's fine, bro. We're getting by.
Yeah, sounds good. Alhamdulillah, I'm glad they made it. Dad sent me a message, he sent me a picture of him shaking his head and whatnot, so they've completed Umrah, so they can enjoy it, which is good. Yeah, loads of drama. Yeah, I remember last time when I drove in London, when I was there last, I went to Curtis's house in South London. It took over but an hour and a half plus to get there because of all the 20s, 30s. It was the worst experience ever. I can make a same journey here, actually, and even further here in Dubai in less than 45 minutes because it's just clear roads and whatnot. But yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. It's so difficult driving in London. But anyway, I'm glad to hear mum and dad saying, like, you know what I was thinking? It's nice that they did this. Last year they went Bangladesh together. This year they've done Umrah together. I'm glad they're doing it just so they know, like, they're not too old. Like,
no,
they have strength to do this by themselves. You know what I mean? Like, dad's all this, like, I know he's got better recently, just the mind frame, but like, he's just thinking, oh, I'm getting old now. Maybe I should do it one more time. It's like, well, look, you did it. That should just encourage you to be like, maybe I could do it again. You know what I mean? And none of us are there to support. I get a little bit worried, but that's because of like dad kind of makes us feel like, yes, he's old, but like, you got strength, man. Use it. And I'm glad he did that. They got strength. So I'm glad they're doing this, and I'm glad they went out there, and hopefully they can enjoy. And just pray, which is the main thing there. So it's amazing.
Exactly.
Cool, man. Well, yeah, same here. Busy, man. I had 4 days off work. We had a public holiday here Friday to Thursday. It was nice to just chill and do nothing. I needed that. Like just to sit at home on the sofa to watch TV, play video games. It's been amazing to do that. But now it's Monday, as you said, got to get back into the hustle and grind of things. Get my diet back on point, drinking my juice, man. So I make this every day, right? Check this out, this juice. It has like apple cider vinegar, it's got blueberries in it, it's got dates, and then I put some lion's mane in it, turmeric, bit of ginger, a bit of kale, bit of natural cocoa powder, and then I put a bit of honey, a bit of organic vegan protein or vegetarian protein, like vegetable-based protein, and then athletic greens, which has a lot of green stuff in it. So this is me, man, Monday to Fridays at least, or every morning I try to, but the weekends I might flop, but try and drink this healthy juice, green juice of mine.
Green juice. That's
so
good,
excuse me while I got this down while we do the podcast and whatnot. But yeah, other than that, man, just another week, man. That time's going quick. Can you believe it's coming up to a year since I moved to Dubai? 1 year already. October 15th, so 2 more weeks. it'll be a year since we moved to Dubai, and just talking to the missus about it, I was like, you know what? I know it's been stressful. It has been because of Dubai's processes and stuff. But man, look how much we've accomplished, man. We've established a home, like we're renting, still renting, but established a home. We've, we've got through all the hard stuff there, and we're still getting through it. Definitely a lot more calmer than before. I'm a lot more, I was getting stressed, and it was putting a lot of toll on both of us and whatnot during the setup process. We got a car, you know what I mean? We purchased a car together and whatnot. It's been nice. Atia's been here. I've seen friends already. Ahmed's been here. Carl. I've been seeing more people here than I have been home for a bit. And then inshallah you lot come next year. So man, 1 year's gone quick, but this year I feel we can enjoy winter because winter's the best time here. So we can it's finally cool down a little bit. Like today, I don't have the aircon on during the day because my last month bill was ridiculous, right? That through summer, you just leave the aircon on. Today's the first day we've turned off the aircon in the morning, right? And we haven't put it on. It's decent, it's comfortable. I'm like, okay, one will save some bills, but two, that shows that the temperature's cooling. And then, we can go out and enjoy like hiking in different places of Dubai, man. So I'm gonna book some time off end of this month, some more time in November, and just drive around Dubai and enjoy the winter. Because last year we couldn't enjoy it as much just because we were trying to settle down, trying to find a home. But I think this year we can enjoy it a bit more, man. So yeah, man, it's all good. It's all good. Work's busy as usual. Yeah, man, just grinding. Today I'm gonna try training as usual and just trying to keep fit, trying to keep good, bro.
No, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. I hope you guys are all well, the listeners and the people that watch us on YouTube. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are not struggling too much. I'm looking to. I had an idea over the weekend, and it was something. I suppose towards mental health, and I suppose I had a session with a friend who does this men's circle where we talk about mental health and what we're going through, kind of find out things about ourselves maybe we don't talk to other people about, and picked out on some key things that I think personally for me, like I'm starting to feel a bit withdrawn with a lot of things, and I'm not getting much enjoyment in, the content that I love doing and watching. And yes, I need to take a step back, but I still need to be in it a little bit, if that makes sense. So I started reading comic books again properly. Like I know that I didn't put some time to find out about what's happening in the comic book world like recently. And I read Wolverine, what's it called? It's gone off my head now. Let me try and find it. Snicked. It's called Snicked. It's done by this anime artist. He does manga artwork. I'm gonna ruin his name, so hopefully you can see it there. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that. So, but he wrote the story, he drew it, and it looks amazing, bro. And it's such a simple, easy read. And I think it just got me back into saying, all right, you know what, I need to read more often because it took me away from the world for a little bit. But as I said, I want to start a section on the podcast. We do the geek out sessions. We do the general weekly ones. But I want to see if I can do once a month. I want to do one with like a dad and talk to him about what he goes through on a daily basis. So I think a new segment to the show that I want to introduce and to the podcast page with men's mental health. So I'll try and and you know what, to be honest, I want to get mums on as well. So if there's anybody who wants to talk about their parenting, what they do, how they deal with things, relationships, things like that, you're more than welcome to jump on. So I'm looking to do that once a month. I'm going to start reaching out to people. I'll put a little message out, but yeah, definitely. I had an idea and I thought, you know what, that'd be nice to hear other people's point of views or what's happening. Other than that, guys, make sure you check out my art page. I've got Inktober started. I'm not following the Inktober prompts because I know what happens is when I follow them, I tend to just lose because it's not something I like doing. So this month I'm going to do a sketch every day, but I'm going to represent it to the DC Comics villains. Last year I did Marvel's X-Men. This year I'll do DC villains. A lot of the villains I don't draw. We always draw heroes. So I feel like I'm connected more to the villains at the moment. So I feel villainous. But yeah, having that talk kind of put I got this thing with hierarchy charts and labels, and I don't think we both like labels anyway, but I've got a really bad issue with labels at the moment, and my authority and the way I talk to people. I realize what I'm going through, I'm trying to inflict it on others, and it was quite harsh to hear that, but I'm being dumb, bro. Literally being dumb and angry for no reason, and it's a lot of energy to be upset with yourself and be angry with yourself, and just need to be more forgiving. I need to find some more time to myself, and things will work itself out. I think the hardest part is everything else piling on top of me, and I feel like I crumble. I don't crumble underneath pressure. If pressure's put on me, I get things done. But I never want to be like, I don't want that pressure. I just want something that's, I keep saying I don't like being responsible. And I suppose that's my selfish side of my teenage years. But I am responsible. It's just I don't want to come home and have things burdening on my head, and then it takes me away from being with the family.
No, what you're saying, bro, I think, first of all, inviting people to talk, I think is a great idea, because talking is a form of therapy. And there's something, even though it's on a podcast, it's on a public platform, there's something about expressing yourself on this, or talking to a stranger, in fact, about some of your things that you're going through, that is very therapeutic. I mean, that's why with therapy, right? You're talking to a stranger, really, right? Of course, you could communicate with loved ones or whatever, but there's something there that, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a form of self-judgment or whatever it is, but talking to a stranger is a form of therapy, and it helps, a lot. And then that, what you were mentioning. So I think that'd be very good to just get someone on and talk. And you know what, as you mentioned, I'll try and do the same thing. I remember my boy Adil, and he commented one of the posts saying after we done the podcast, he just felt so much better. He was going through some shit. And you know what, I should get him back on as well, just to kind of catch up with him as well. But I think that's a good idea. Mums and dads, like, we all go through shit. Listen, bro, I'm the same. I don't think you're alone. And for the longest time, I thought I was alone with my anger issues, when I say this is a tough one, but like self-hate issues. But what it is like, I think pressure is good, right? Because, they say, diamonds are formed under pressure, right? And so it's good to have pressure. It's good. We need that in our life, I mean? This is one of the reasons why I train so hard and I do jiu-jitsu and wrestling, because it's hard and I'm getting smashed by everyone, and I don't want to go. Like today, I don't want to go jiu-jitsu in the evening. I don't want to. It's not like I don't enjoy it, because I love it and I love learning stuff. But I don't want to go get smashed. But that pressure is making me nervous, and it's great to overcome that. But work pressures and other life pressures that always kick in and whatnot. I think they're more stressful and whatnot. But it's always great that you go through it, and then when you overcome, like this is what I was saying earlier about Dubai. I was telling the missus, like, it's been a year. Look at the shit that we went through. Like, I've got some embarrassing moments in my head where I just went crazy trying to sort things out here, and arguing with people and all this sort of stuff. But I'm like, babe, we made it. 1 year later, look at us, we're here. So I think pressure is necessary, but it's just how we channel it. And that self-hate thing I was talking about, it's like, for me, it's always been sleep deprivation thing. And I'm reading this wicked book right now, actually. In fact, as I'm talking about it, it's about Charles Manson, bro. And it's called Chaos by Tom O'Neill, and it's about Charles Manson and the whole murder, and that happened to Sharon Tate. Is it Sharon Tate? Yeah, and the actors and whatnot. But the crazy thing is, just real quick, like, but the CIA was involved, as crazy as it sounds, with Charles Manson, just giving him LSD and all this sort of stuff. There was a lot of experiment there. We don't need to go into that. But one of the things I heard, that while they're talking to some scientists and whatnot, they're talking about hypnosis and whatnot, and they're saying one of the things to make people vulnerable, one of the torture one thing that they use for torture as well is sleep deprivation. And that's what I go through a lot. I don't sleep well. And then what happens to me in my head leads to a lot of negative thoughts about, why can't you sleep? Why can't you do the simple thing of just laying there and doing nothing and fall asleep? Like, I can be so active and do it, but you can't do the opposite. You can't just lay there and sleep. And I get really angry at myself or whatnot. Now, things have helped. I tell you what, prayers helped a lot, but I still, that's helped a lot. Acknowledge it has helped a lot, but it still hasn't cured just a little bit the self-hate, if I'm gonna pull it out there. So I'm working on that. I got to speak to someone. I've got a number that I should be phoning, but again, I had this number for a month now, or more than a month, 2 months now, and I haven't called it. Like there's something blocking me. I don't know why, and I just keep doing it. But I think I need to set a goal for this week or this month at least to just say you're gonna call that number and speak to them or whatnot. But I think it's important, man. We all go through shit, and I used to think it was just me, but we all go through some kind of struggles and whatnot, man. And I think people don't have people to talk to, or they feel they're going to be judged, they feel embarrassed. Like there's so many things, but I think like that's going to hold you back, man. It's never going to help you recover. But you have to remember one thing: the reason why you're doing good is when another year or day has gone past and you have succeeded in certain things, be it whatever it is, training, jiu-jitsu, or you've accomplished buying a house, or I don't know, whatever it is. There's so many accomplishments you can do, but getting through a
It's
day.
the little wins, isn't it? It is the little wins. I think the little wins are important, and it keeps you going. And I think people need to see that more often. I think my main issue is prioritizing things and things that are going to help me move forward. I feel like I do sometimes do stuff to please other people, and it's something that I've carried with me for a long time. And it's funny that after having that conversation, I realized that, all right, I need to prioritize a bit more and do things differently a bit. But it's a struggle. It's always going to be a struggle, and and good things are going to come. Yeah, you're right. And you're going to have the little wins, but it's just getting somebody else's perspective, bro. Asking that question: why am I going through this? Why do I feel like this? Why do I, stuff like that. So it was an interesting session. We're going to do more. And if you guys are interested to jump on this, and there's no shame, you don't even have to say anything. You could just sit there and listen to other people. It's a really good session. It's going to start up very soon again. I'll keep you posted. I'll put up a social media post on the Brothers Geek Out podcast page and my personal page. Anybody's welcome to come and just listen or talk or get, it's not about advice. It's just about hearing things that you probably wouldn't hear. I've got this Wolverine thing going on with the camera because of the blur in the background. It looks jokes, bro. The hair. Anyway, yeah. Other than that, bro, we'll get through it. We'll get there. Happy mum and dad are there safe. It was a good weekend. I stayed at mum's. I haven't stayed at mum's in ages, bro, man. Slept on the couch, losing. But the kids were all there, which was amazing. The next generation, man, I love them. Each and every one of them have their cute things. Me and Idris had some beef, which was funny. I do tease him a lot, so I need to stop teasing him. But he reminds me of Ash when he was smaller so much. But he's smart, man. He's really cool. He's aware. He understands. His conversations are brilliant, and the beef we have is jokes. So that's why I suppose I tease him, because it is jokes, and his reactions crack me up. Isla as well, bless her, mashallah, really cute. Growing up, taking the first couple of steps. Yeah, man, next generations are jokes, bro. It's gonna be, it'll be fun times, bro. It will be fun times.
Amazing.
But yeah,
this is why I've set a goal. Excuse me, a goal where I need to get. And I'm trying to accomplish this. Sorry, man. In the next couple of years, sooner or later, within the next year or so. One of the reasons why I came to Dubai is because I'm closer to you, But if I'm not coming home as often, then it kind of makes that irrelevant. You know what I mean? Like I got to take advantage of being closer. So I'm trying to put myself in a position where every 2 to 3 months I come home, even for a week, even two weeks, whatever it is. And then the summertime I'll do the long one. But I miss them, man. I miss them so much, man. Just growing up and just thinking about Idris. He turned 60 the other day, and I was there a little bit, but I missed a lot. You know what I mean? And it's sad, man. Mom and dad's getting old as well. I mean, they're still young, but they're getting old, man. Like, listen, 60, 70 is not like how it was, when we were young. I thought when people were 40, I thought, oh man, you're old, man, you're good to go. But now when people are 70, 80, like doing their thing, man. So they could definitely, just build that strength. It's about, obviously health and fitness. But I want to set that goal, man. I'm just telling the missus, like, yes, we have financial goals. trying to buy property and all that stuff just so for us to live in and whatnot. But I want to get in a position where, you know, I'm coming home every 2 to 3 months, see you lot, man, and you lot come to Dubai. I just want to see you lot often, man, see the family often. So that's something
totally.
I'm trying to set aside. But right now it's like money's like, I'm just trying to save, you know, just so I can, you know, set things up. But within the next 2 to 3 years, it's like put yourself in a position where you got this certain money that you're just going to use to come home every 2 to 3 months or whatnot. So I want to do it because I miss them, man. And the babies are just cute. The pictures are just amazing. The videos and whatnot. It's just absolutely amazing. But yeah, I'm glad you're having those sessions, bro. Listen, man, like we all, yeah, communication, man. Communication is one of those things. It's so crazy that we've been doing it since the dawn of humanity, be it like hieroglyphics and whatever it is, whatever you believe. Like millions of thousands of languages. We have WhatsApp, we're communicating right now from 2 different countries. Who would have thought this was possible? When we were young, we used to watch these tech shows and people walking with phone cameras and whatnot. And now it's like nothing, basically. WhatsApp, all these different apps. Zoom, like there's so many ways of communicating, but I feel like communication is one thing that can help with certain things, but we just don't do it. Even in life, but even in work, I'm like always like, guys, we should just communicate. That's what it was, miscommunication. And if you got something in your mind, if you're going through shit, communication is so key. But it's crazy. Like we somehow lack on it still, in a sense. You know, we don't want to communicate. And that's what's important in life, you know what I mean? And you know, this is why I pray. Like one of the reasons why I'm praying now, because that's my opportunity. Allah's given me that opportunity to communicate with Allah 5 times a day. You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
Not ask for things, just have that communication with it to say thank you.
Exactly.
And then yeah, I might pray for certain things just to look over us and look after us, look after my parents and whatnot as they're traveling. But that, you know, that's a form of communication. So like I don't know how you want to call it, be a mental or spiritual communication, and that's been helping me a lot as well. I've been very disciplined with that. I'm not gonna lose that discipline.
No, important.
Yeah, man.
Really important.
No.
Really important.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get there, man. Oh my God, I'm tired though. I think that 3 o'clock wake up mashed me up. I try to get work done as well. So yeah, it's busy, man. I got some things happening, but doing the best we can, man. That's all we can do. And hopefully I can get my mic working later. It's starting to worry me now. I want to be spending no money on an extra mic. But yeah. Other than that, all right, man. Let's jump in, bro. Let's talk about what's been happening.
Let's get into the news. All right, let's start off with stuff that we've read and stuff and watched. You already mentioned the Wolverine comic. I finished.
Yeah, so I did that, and just one more. Hold up. There's another one I started yesterday. It's called The Hunt for Wolverine. So this is Wolverine's return. It's called the Adamantium Agenda. So it's basically how Wolverine is back. There's actually more issues. I didn't realize that until I started reading it yesterday. But let's see if it's a good read. I mean, so far I'm in, and how he's come back, and how the Reavers and the X-Men are involved, and you know, Kitty and Colossus play a big part, and you know, you got parts of, you know, each of them going through memories with Wolverine, which is quite nice. So yeah, so far so good. But let's see how it goes. If it's what's the word, capturing enough for me to get the next issues, then I will. But the other one I got was, I thought, you know what, I had to. So I got the X-Men 92 Omnius. This is like the continued story of the X-Men 92 cartoons.
Oh, sick.
So I want to go through that. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't know why. I know we got the new cartoon coming out soon, but I don't know. I've got into, I think that Wolverine comic book really got me back into. It was such an easy read, I suppose. And you know, it's about Wolverine and, you know, getting pulled into a different dimension and helping people in the future. And you know, Wolverine, he's just such a cool character, and he just wants to get it done. And it's like, I just want to go home, man. Why you got me here for, man? Like, leave me alone, type of thing. Like, I just wanted to go home and have a beer and chill. And now you got me killing all of these weird things, man. And it's easy to read. The artwork is like, it's dynamic and full of action. I mean, I wish I could pronounce the artist's name and the writer's name properly. I'm gonna give it a go. It's Tatsumu Nei. That's what Nin Nehi. Yeah, now that sounds like Asian. But amazing sketch artist. Like he, seeing anime kind of put into the Marvel universe is actually quite interesting because you get a different dynamic of how the action's done, how the face is done, and how they put detail more in the face than they do in the body. Uh, really good, really good. So those are the ones I'm reading. So hopefully I'll finish up some of them today and then move on to the next one. So get some reading time in.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, me too. I've been doing a bit of reading. I've been reading some of the old stuff. So I finished off the Spider-Man 300th edition, first introduction of Venom, which was 1986, I think it was. I can't remember now, man. I posted
Mm,
out 1982, I think. Anyway, it was after the events of Secret Wars. So the
mhm.
Venom symbiote already came with him, and it was about Eddie Brock and whatnot, which was really awesome. Which was a good read, fun to watch, and also just to kind of reflect it back on how they incorporated certain things in the movie, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And then I'm reading now the first ever solo appearance of the Invincible Iron Man, which was 1968, I think it was. And again, that's pretty cool because it talks about AIM, and that organization and stuff like that. So it's cool. I do want to read the origin because Iron Man showed up in a few Avengers comics before. This was his first solo one. So I think he ended up in a few Avengers comics or something
Mm.
before his solo one. But anyway, that's pretty awesome. I got a few other ones to read, which I will go through. But I agree with you what you said earlier about just reading comic books because like watching the shows are all great, but it's always great to just read these different stories, man. And
I
it's
think that's why I started reading. And it was weird. I just went to the comic book shop and I was like, you know what? I've read quite a lot of the old stuff again. And I haven't been reading as much, to be honest. And I've been listening to more audiobooks. And I was like, you know what? I want to get back into art properly towards the end of this year and do as much as I can. I wanted to do a gallery, bro, but my application didn't go through and I didn't get the spot. So I want to do a gallery with all my artwork. I want to put my name back out there in the art world so that I can expand in where I want to go next. And I think I've only done one art show, and that was like 7 years ago, bro. And then when I did do the therapy sessions with Archer and Kevin, I got to display some of my artwork then. But I want to do my physical artwork out there. So I just went to the comic book shop and I thought, let me just look around and see what I can find, bro. And then I saw that cover. I picked it up and then I dropped it. I picked it up and then I dropped it. And then I looked inside of it and then I was like, let me read what this is about. And then I looked at the back and it gave me a brief description. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get it. Fuck it, bro. Within the time I got home, I had read it.
oh damn, yeah.
That's how much of an easy, quick read it was. Uh, but then it kind of just triggered something saying, all right, you know what? That's why I said I was like, I'm gonna do Inktober again. I'll do some more artwork, but stuff that I can display. So I'm gonna apply for another place where I can display the work, see if they say it can happen or not. I want to do a gallery before the end of this year, inshallah. So, and the reading actually really helped me clear my mind a little bit, bro. I realized that I get stuck into my phone, bro. And the endless scroll. I've been doing that far too much. So, like, even this weekend, even before we went to mum's, jumped on the bus, had a nice conversation with Alara about school and stuff like that. Read a bit of the comic book. Nia was sleeping on the bus, and just stuff like that. Just detach a little bit, but fall in love with the original content that I fell in love with. That's what the main thing was, because special effects and TV shows and all that. It's amazing to see it, but it's like I need to get back into the root of what I love, why I love this, and I did speak to you briefly about the project that I am going to be, hopefully on. If it goes all well, I did some filming for that last week, and it's for a massive character. It'd be a great part to be a part of that as well. But it's slowly wheeling me into like falling in love with the books again, bro. Because I think I just I look at them. I'm surrounded by it. I look at them. Some of them I've opened up, some of them I haven't. If I do read something, I go back to something old and what I'm used to. It's like what we do with movies. But it's like let me learn about what's happening in the new world of Marvel and DC comics. So I'm back on X-Men. I mean, they were one of the originals. that, you know, I fell in love with. So get back in and find out what's happening in that world. So yes, it's been good, bro. It's been good. And making the time, isn't it? Making that time.
Well, that's what it is about making that making that time. So I got like an evening routine where I kind of I try to stop all the scrolling and shit. It's hard. Like 45 minutes or an hour before bed, but then I try to read, and I read a bit of comics, I read a bit of Quran and stuff like that. I'm even actually reading my car manual just to kind of learn more about the car and whatnot now. But yeah, it's about making that time. But sometimes I find myself like during these last 4 days that I'm off, like I was chilling. I was like, you know, the missus was watching TV downstairs, so I wasn't playing any games or whatnot. And I was like, why not just come up here and read some comics, like, and whatnot? So I want to do more of that as well, and whatnot. But yeah, no, like I said, those are the ones I'm reading. I've got a few Punisher ones that I want to read, which are some old ones as well. And some team up ones that he's teaming up with like Blade and them guys. So then when I watch that, I got a Spider-Man comic that I want to read as well. That's in there. I find myself buying some and they just pile up and I don't read them because I'm not making the time. So yeah, trying to make more time on reading stuff. But going from reading to watching, stuff that I've watched this week, just some old school stuff that kind of touch up on. I watched 187 again, introduced the missus to that movie, great movie with Samuel L. Jackson, about teacher abuse and whatnot, and just about the public school system in general. Like the school system is just horrible, and you can't really blame, in some ways you can't really blame the kids because of the situations that they're in, and then you got genuine teachers who just want to teach, and circumstances just doesn't allow it for both of them, you know, and it puts certain teachers in I guess like a mental state or whatnot where they go crazy as well. You know what I'm trying to say? Like they just want to do good, but they can't, and because of the students. But the students, there's no investment in them either. The government and the school system is not really investing in them either. So they're gonna wild out. Why do they give a shit?
Exactly.
Anyway, great story, man. Great. I love that movie, and I think Samuel Jackson's amazing in that. So just that one. Another classic I watched was Innerspace.
Wicked movie.
Martin Short and Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid, yeah.
Great movie. Haven't seen that in so many years. I'm talking about, I cannot remember the last time I saw it. It must have been when I was a kid.
It's great film, great soundtrack, great cast.
Soundtrack. Yeah, great soundtrack. I love it. I was laughing at it because he kept on making small little insertions in his body to escape. I'm like, he's just killed the man. There's gonna be some internal bleeding or whatnot. Especially the one scene where he was gonna get pumped into the heart, and he managed to escape, but he made a little insertion to escape through. And I'm like, I swear you just killed the man. Anyway, but forget about all that science. Maybe there's science behind it, that thing. But really, such a great movie, great soundtrack, and I just Martin Short was amazing in that.
He is. You can't beat that type of sort of, I don't know, bro. It's got some sort of, it's movie magic, right? Like it's rewatchable. It's one to go back to. It's original. It's so original, and we don't get stuff like that no more. And we do maybe get like that independent movies that are creative like that, but like that back then was a mainstream movie. Why don't we get mainstream movies like that anymore?
Yeah, exactly. And when you say it's original, I really can't think of any movies that has done something like that.
Yeah,
you know.
I can't think of any either.
Yeah, I really can't think of any recent movies that have done something like that, which is crazy. But great movie. I love Dennis Quaid in it. I think he's awesome. And what's her name? Meg Ryan. Is it Meg Ryan?
Yeah.
Listen, man, she's stunning in that movie, man. Damn. I was like, holy shit, like she's actually like, she's always pretty and whatnot, but in that movie she's stunning. But Mrs. was next to me. I'm like, damn, man, 1986 or whatever. Meg Ryan is fine. But yeah, great movie, man. Great movie. Another one I watched was, oh no, this is more new stuff, man. So moving into new stuff. Ahsoka.
Yes.
That was another great episode. I'm really liking Ray Stevenson's character. I really like his character. I think he's so awesome. It's a shame that he passed away and not able to see that the success that he brought to this character. That people are really loving his character, and it's, you know, it's a shame. But at least how do I put it in some kind of way, man? At least people are appreciating the character, and he done some kind of great justice to this character, who I'm not familiar with. I'm not acting like I know this character, but I'm just saying I love I love the way he looks, I love the way he fights, I like the way he talks. Everything is just amazing with his character. But another great episode. I'm enjoying it, man. A lot of action, just story moving forward, keeps you entertained. So this show is one of the best Star Wars shows for me. It's definitely up
Oh,
there.
it is. I think Dave Filoni and John Favreau have introduced, moving from like Rebels and the Clone Wars and bringing these characters into kind of the real. I mean, it was always canon, but like into like the live session, live screen action. It's amazing to see. I think Rosanna Dawson as Ahsoka is brilliant, bro. I think she's so cool. I'm thinking, because is this week's episode the last one?
We said that last week, you know. You know what? Let's just do the research.
Yeah,
We
because
said
I
that
feel
last
like
week because we assumed 6th episode.
yeah, so I feel like there's 8 or 9 episodes. But I really hope, bro. I don't hope. I feel like we're gonna get Luke in this one.
There's going to be some kind of finale, right?
Yeah, I feel like Luke is. I think Luke could turn up, bro. It's great to see all of them together. You know what? It looks visually really good, bro. Like it's not, like some of the Marvel TV shows and the rest of them, or the Disney stuff, does look basic. They spent their time on this one, but then I suppose Dave Filoni wouldn't want to represent his characters in that sort of basic way.
I mean, I just checked now. It says it's got 8 episodes, man. So next week is the last one.
Next week or this week?
This week, sorry, this week. Yeah, we're in this week. Yeah, and then next
Alright,
week,
cool.
yeah, that makes sense because next week is Loki, right? So they moving
Yes,
straight
that's
into
right.
that. Disney Plus is moving straight into that. Well, look, I'm enjoying it. I feel like they're going to give us a season finale, big one and whatnot. I read something about someone was saying, I can't remember what it was. They were saying that Disney or Star Wars or whatever are too reluctant to recast Luke Skywalker and Leia and whatnot. So they can't move on from that from those characters. I'm like, well, I don't know, like you don't need to recast them and we don't need to concentrate on them because slowly look at how great Ahsoka and Mandalorian is. Like Luke and Leia's story's done. You can kind of move on from that, for
Yeah,
so much.
exactly.
So you
Yeah.
don't really need to recast them to make a story or whatnot. But yeah, looking forward to the last episode and see what kind of big finish they give us. I mean, they don't have to, but there's there's a little bit of expectations after what they did with Mando season 2, because that was like one of the best ever. But let's see what they did. Cool. The next thing I watched, I finished off One Piece. I remember last week I said I started it. I finished it. Bro, it was actually really good. It's actually really enjoyable, man. As in, like, I spoke to a few the people who've watched the anime. I've never watched the anime, so I spoke to a few fans of the animes, Yusuf, Y2K, Illustrations, and my friend in Singapore and whatnot. And they really enjoyed it. They give it the thumbs up for a live action adaptation of this anime, right? And I really enjoyed it. I mean, when you watch it, you will see if you don't know anime, then you wouldn't get the style of it. But if you do, you're like, oh, I can definitely see the anime side of it, just the way the characters are, the coloring, just their looks and feel of it, the costume design, all that sort of stuff. Looks amazing. Even the villains, I love the way the villains look in it as well. But what I liked about the main character, Luffy, what got me, and I think this is why I love all that superhero shit. Luffy is like that guy, almost like Captain America. He just wants to do the right thing. He's always going to stick up for his friends, and he just wants to do the right thing. Now, pirates are known to be the bad guys, but he's a different kind of pirate. He's a good guy pirate, right? But he's always, throughout the show, what captured me was he wants to just do the right thing. He wants to help people. And the way he formed his crew was by seeing good in them. Everyone, he's one of those guys that sees good in people. And by that, he was able to capture their trust and their affection and their friendship. And he would stick up for them. He would stick up for the little people and just want to help people. And I'm like, I like that stuff. I'm captivated towards that stuff. So through that, I was like, oh, I'm enjoying this. I like this character, and he's very enthusiastic. I've never seen an anime, but he's very enthusiastic about everything, about being the greatest pirate ever. And they're looking for this treasure called the One Piece, which I think makes him the greatest pirate ever or whatnot. But that captured me. He captured me as a character. He reminds me of Dax. Actually, he looks a little bit like Dax. Yeah, man. And then, they got certain superpowers. He's like Mr. Fantastic. He's got the stretchiness, and other people have other powers and whatnot, which is cool. You got the samurai guy who's awesome, and he's a great fight. Like the choreographing and the martial arts and all that sort of stuff is cool as well. There's one guy, one of the best swordsmen. He looks like, reminding me of like Cervantes from Soul Blade. He just looks so cool. He did have only one blade, but he just looked like that. That's what I'm saying. The costume design and all that sort of stuff is cool. Like, it looks really cool and whatnot. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And each episode is like, building up. Again, I've not seen the anime, and I believe there's thousands of episodes like Naruto, so I doubt I'll get into it. But each episode of this is like, obviously he's building his crew. He's got this journey that he's going on, and each episode is kind of like he goes to a new place and kind of helps certain people with it and finds a new crew member. So it's kind of cool. I like it. It's very enjoyable. Yeah, you root for him. Yeah, like I said, he's very enthusiastic about what he does. It's always like a proper anime, like, yeah, like I'm doing this, like, sort of thing. It's really cool. I recommend it, man.
I'll check it out.
Give it a chance if you give some time or whatnot.
No,
moving on from One Piece, Gen V. Have you seen any episodes yet?
No, not yet, bro.
So I know we had the premiere, right? You had the opportunity to go to the premiere, but just didn't have the time, unfortunately, to make it.
Yeah, so they had screenings in local cinemas. I did have tickets to go to, but it was such a busy week. And again, same thing, bro, health. So I had to get into the gym, do some workouts. So yeah, I didn't get the chance to go. So a couple of screenings that I've had to say no to just because I need that time away, and it is getting a bit expensive to keep going into central London, bro. So it's like only anything that I'm trying to not do everything, if that makes sense. Because if it's going to come on Disney Plus or a streaming service, I can watch it at home, and we can, like, there's no urgency. I've realized there's no urgency to talk about it because we do a weekly podcast. So if anybody wants to hear our thoughts, they can hear it on the weekly podcast. We'll do separate videos on different things, but yeah. But if it's like, premieres and the rest of it, I mean, I did go to something which I can't speak about last week, and hopefully get a response back today on what's happening. But yeah, that was good fun. So yes, there's certain things, yes, I'll go to, but yeah, just going to be a bit more restrictive in what I do, bro.
Yeah, well, don't forget the team, right? If you can't make it, send someone else from the team.
Oh yes.
So make sure you can always just reach out to them and see who else can go. But listen, good show, man. Listen, it keeps up. For me, it holds up to the boys. Not only just the violence and the creative superpowers that these lot get, but just the fucked upness of it. It's fucked up. Like, the power's all fucked up. This is based on almost like the X-Men Academy, you can say, right? Because you would notice characters or whatever from the comic books that we know, Marvel, DC. So this is like the X-Men Academy, but this is funded by the what you call it, the main company, V, whatever the hell they're called. I've gone blank now, but it's funded by them. So, money talks, the power talks, the power of that corporation. Why have I gone blank, bro? That corporation.
That's all right.
Fuck, I've gone blank. Anyway, but it's also fucked up as well because it's like parents are injecting their kids with this V serum thing. I can't remember the name, but it's V something. It's not coming to my brain right now. But it really fucks up their children. Like, these kids didn't ask for these powers or nothing like that. With X-Men and whatnot, it was a genetic thing. But this is like the parents are making decisions on injecting their children with this V serum thing. And that's giving them random powers. And some of these kids, when they get their powers, I'm not going to spoil it or whatnot, but they, bad things happen because they don't have to control it and all this sort of stuff. And that's their kids. That's the parents' that's fault or whatnot. And it's almost like in a real day situation where some parents force their children to, I don't know, become supreme athletes and whatnot. So they're forcing them to work out and this and that and be so disciplined, which is in some ways good to encourage them to be certain ways or whatnot. But to force them to try and get into the seven and to be a superhero and go to these superhero schools with these powers. It's crazy. It brings a mental stress to these kids, and you just realize how fucked up the parents are. But you realize how fucked up the corporation is, which the original one showed anyway. and the business agenda. And obviously, because it's based around nowadays as well, obviously they get a lot of political stuff involved that's happening in the real world today, and everything. But it's crazy. These parents are making like life-changing decisions for their children before they're even adults, like not even giving these kids a chance. And a lot of these kids just want to be normal and stuff like that. So it's really crazy. And then you see that in this, in this woke agenda world that we're living in today. Like some parents are sticking their children with hormone deficiencies or whatnot, or different hormones, because maybe the kid's a 3-year-old and says that they feel like a different gender because they're a 3-year-old. But the parents, for some weird reason, makes that choice for that child. And you're seeing that now. I'm trying to say, you don't allow the child to grow up to be 18 and then make that choice for themselves. You know what I mean? When they're kind of like a full-on adult. I mean, 24 is when your brain fully forms, but at least at the age of 18, the child or that child can be like, well, I feel like a different gender, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to start putting hormones in me or whatever. Like, at least give the child the opportunity. But that's what's happening. That's what that show is. This Gen V is showing as well. Like, those parents are making decisions, but they're making it for selfish decisions because they want them to be, again, part of the 7. And this whole corporation is just running it. The deans at the school are just fucking corrupt also because they want that sponsorship money and all that stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. Great show though. Violent as hell, bro. Blood and gore. Man, they love making people explode in this show. Since season 1 of The Boys, they love it. Like finding different ways to make people explode and shit. Very violent show, but it's really good. They really hold up. I feel Mrs. got into it, so I might take her back to The Boys and go through all of that, because you've got to meet Homelander and Jimmy Butcher and whatnot.
Exactly. Exactly. I'll check it out when I get the chance, man. Definitely.
Check it out. Cool. I haven't seen Continental episode 2. I will give it a chance, even though last week I didn't. I said it, it was a bit boring, but I will give it a chance. Just to see how it goes. It's another 80-minute episode, so oh goddamn, maybe I'll watch it in bits and whatnot. Cool. Listen, just to finish up, because we don't have much. I didn't capture much news this week, but there was some things that came up, and this one's very kind of off topic, but it goes in the hip hop thing. So apparently, they've arrested a man for the drive-by shooting of Tupac Shakur in 1996. They finally arrested someone. Keefy D. And
he was the one in the documentary that they did. Remember?
Yeah. And
so they're fun.
The crazy thing is, my guy Keefy D is on the documentary and podcast saying, I was in the front seat. Like, he was saying the shooting came from the back seat. I was there. I was in the front seat. And I'm like, why didn't you arrest this guy immediately? Like, why did it take extra time to arrest this guy?
It's like, how many years since?
1996, 2006, 16,
was it
nearly 30 years ago.
Not 2006. Was it 2006 or 1996?
1996, yeah. So 2000, I'm just doing the maths. I mean, Tupac goes down in history as not one of the greatest hip hop artists of all time, which he was, but just a very influential, almost like a political leader. Not like, you know what I mean? Like he.
I mean, listen, bro. He had his. He meant a lot to a lot of people, and in different ways he'll represent different people. So whether it's his music, his philosophy, the way he did things, the way he spoke about things, I think him, just like Bruce Lee and Muhammad Ali, was a key cornerstone in society that will speak out about things. And we don't get people like that no more. I don't think we ever will, bro. And it's difficult because we live in a different time slot right now. But back then, those people meant a lot and wanted change. They wanted change, bro.
He died too young. I mean, think about it this way, bro. Because a lot of people, when I say a lot of people, man, I'm not going to try and categorize people, but I've had conversations about influential people in the world. And when you bring up Tupac, they laugh because he's a rapper and he got shot and this and that. But I'm like, well, you don't understand like how intelligent he was. Not only was he a rapper, he was an amazing poet, right? And rapping especially old school rap. I'm sure there's new school rappers, but these brothers, right? One, they probably weren't educated as some of them are, but they went back and they're amazing writers. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
part of them used to read the encyclopedia and all that sort of stuff. They just because they're rappers, they immediately just exclude them from being any kind of a valuable piece of
But
literature.
that's a society problem, bro. And that's where
Yeah,
it goes back to
exactly.
label. That's where it goes back to labels. Like,
Exactly,
you know,
exactly.
people,
Yeah.
we're labeled, bro. Doesn't matter. As much as I hate saying it and hate being a part of it, we're in a partition sort of structured society where you have to be a certain thing or person or to be somewhere. And
Yeah.
it's the wrong form. But we do it, bro. We're judgmental in
That's
every
it.
way, where
And
it even says we shouldn't be. We are.
definitely. And he uses, listen, back then he used his platform to speak out for the poor. And yes, he made tunes. People say, oh, it's contradictory and whatnot. End of the day, he was an entertainer and he was a very business orientated and he had this skill set to build, like make hip hop tunes and whatnot, right? So yeah, he used that to make money, right? He made tunes about women and whatever he wanted to do. But he also used that same platform to talk about the struggles. Now, people say that's controversial, but I would say that he's a smart businessman from one perspective. And he used the platform he
Exactly.
had to speak about these things. And back then, bro, what happens when you speak about these things? They kill you, right? They kill you. And these days, they try and cancel you. I mean, look at what's happening to Russell Brand now. Like, I don't know the full story, but he's been accused of sexual harassment and all that stuff. So I don't know the full details, but what I'm saying is, like, you know, for the longest time, the Me Too movement was out. All these situations were happening, and now people are coming out about Russell Brand. I've even seen some things where some of the mainstream media are using certain things, like, I don't know, some actress was sitting on his lap many years ago, and they're trying to use that, and that actress comes out and says, well, hold on, don't use that. That me and him were cool. Like I sat on his lap because I wanted to, like, don't use these things to get him and whatnot. But what my point is, again, I don't know the details. The court justice will get him if he's being accused for sexual harassment and whatnot. What I'm saying is he's an example of someone that's got a massive platform of only 5-6 million subscribers, and he's speaking out against, you know, governments and policies and, you know, the COVID shit that went down and all this sort of stuff, you know. You know, Andrew Tate was another guy, you know what I mean? Again, if they are guilty, they deserve punishment. So the courts and evidence has to prove that shit. But the point is, Andrew Tate was another one as well, you know. And what do? They try and cancel you and all this sort of stuff. So it's interesting. It's very different to how they back in the days. I feel like they just killed you. I mean, I got
Yeah.
again.
Now it's about humiliating you and trying to find things that I don't know. And bro, until he's proven guilty, I'm not gonna judge what's happening. You know what I mean?
Exactly, exactly. Well, look, man. Is it justice? I don't know for Tupac, but hope if his family feels justice for it, that's amazing. PPD, I guess he baited himself out by saying it, but it's just weird that it took so long. If he's been out there the whole time, my guy's been on actual platforms talking about it, and
That's crazy, bro. The fact that he's been talking about it for so long. I mean, bro, you're looking at what, 30 years almost. 30 years. You know, I watched a documentary while I was at mum about, you know, Jill Dando, who was a news reporter who died 22 years ago. To this day, it's an unsolved mystery. Like, how do we still have unsolved mysteries, bro? Like, what sort of laziness are police going through? You know, people in government positions. Like, why are we so lazy when it comes to, you know, that type of person who is in the limelight dying? Everyday people, that's a whole different story, bro. You know, we're gonna be unsolved mysteries for a long time. But you know, when people are paying and all the rest of it, we've got cameras everywhere, witnesses. Just it mind boggles me, bro, that they still can't. We got DNA, we got all sorts of forensics, man. I've been watching all those CSIs, bro, and you know how they find killers and shit. Why are you not doing that here, man? What's going on?
crazy. Who was that joke? That comedian that made a joke with those shows. There's always someone busting a nut everywhere. And that's how they catch them. We found Khan. We're gonna get him. I can't remember who it was. But yeah, no, you're right. Like, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, listen, people in the public eye will always get priority over us, and you know, that's just the way society is. Again, it's a hierarchy thing and whatnot. But it's weird. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I mean, listen, there's that guy who has his own podcast, and my mind's going blank with names. I'm the worst with names ever. There's that ex-mob who's got a YouTube channel. I used to listen to him all the time. He's with Chad Pominelli, or he does the, what's his name? Michael Francis. And he was part of the mob. He was a made man. He was in prison and whatnot. But he talks about some of the, what he does, he never expose, he's very smart with the way he does his podcast and whatnot. He never exposes anyone. And I think he talks about things very smartly where he doesn't expose exactly what happened or what done. He just says that I was involved in this, I got arrested for it already, and talks about some of the business, but doesn't really put names or anything out there. But anyway, TVD baited himself out, and there you go.
TVD, man. Anyway, I mean, it's taken so long, but yeah, let's see how it goes. I mean, he still needs to go on a murder trial, yeah?
Yeah, he's not the actual...
He's just arrested him.
But apparently he's not the guy who done the shots, though. Like, he's not that... He was in his car, but he wasn't the one that fired the shots. So, I don't know what happens with that, but... Man, Tupac, rest in peace. One of the greatest of all time. Still got him on my playlist, and I always will do.
Yeah, same here, bro.
All right, man. Last piece of news that I got. Netflix has announced the Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft anime series based on the Tomb Raider video game series. It is produced by Legendary with Crystal Dynamics. I don't know who they are, but anyway, there's a Tomb Raider anime series coming out. I feel like Netflix has invested a lot in anime. I mean, I think Netflix is smart. They just reach out globally, and whatever works in whatever market, they push that, you know, so you get content from all different countries in the world and whatnot. And they're really pushing a lot on anime. There's a lot of anime stuff coming out in Netflix, which is fun for anime lovers, you know what I mean? Like, and sometimes you might be so into the anime style of, you know, art and visuals and dialogue and whatnot, that it gets you into, like, Tomb Raider, for example, you know what I mean? Compared to a normal cartoon.
That's right.
So, you know, yeah, no, I think that could be good. I think Netflix is smart in doing that, and whatnot. So, yeah, I wish they put on the old Fist. We spoke about this last week, man, about the Fist of the North Star thing. I mean, those are the animes that I would always love. I always loved and I grew up with and whatnot. I can't wait for the new anime series to come out. I hope it comes out on Netflix, you know what I mean? So we have access to it.
No, that'd be great, bro. That'd be something that'd be really good. So, but I still want that. I don't want a live action of that. I still want that in anime. I suppose
unless someone like Zack Snyder does it.
Yeah, come on, Zach. Come on, listen to us, bro.
They can do it. Do you know what it is as well with One Piece compared to like Naruto or Dragon Ball or Fist of the... Those have like powers, you know, like those special powers with auras and energy beams and all that sort of stuff. Maybe there's a lot more production that needs to go into it and money that needs to go into it compared to something like One Piece, which is got some powers, but it's like, you know, stretchy bodies and samurai fighting and, I don't know, a guy that can chop himself up and move around and whatnot. There's not, I haven't seen the anime series. I don't know if there's like, you know, again, energy beams and force fields and, you know, you know, when you see the aura around someone, I don't know if they have that in the anime series, but I guess when you got to do that for Fist of the North Star, Dragon Ball, it's got to be on point because, you know, people get cuts for CGI these days and whatnot. So you can't.
Yeah, that's the hard part. So.
But yeah, bro, that's it. That's all the news I had for this week, man. You know, it was more about what we watched and stuff, man. But as usual, man, guys, thanks for. Is there anything else you wanna kind of touch on before we call it a day, bro?
You know what? I'm looking to do another giveaway on our X page. Sounds like a Badusi page. For the listeners. So anybody who's listening into the show, whether it's on YouTube here or on, you know, Spotify or Amazon Music, all the platforms that we are on, I'm going to do another giveaway, but I don't think I'll do that till next week. I've got some stuff to put together and then I'll announce it. As always, guys, massive thank you. That's all I can say. for people that are tuning in and still listening to us and watching us talk. So as always, grateful. I can't think of anything else coming up, bro.
That's it. I'm gonna try and go
Yeah,
cinema, try and watch The Creator this week. If I have a
same.
chance, maybe.
I want to see that.
Looks pretty good. I don't know what other movies are coming out, man. But yeah, Loki comes out next week. Yeah, we'll touch base on all those things. But listen, man, as usual, we'll do the podcast and touch base. And if there's anything that's stuck on our mind, I feel like we do a separate video anyway. Like I done a review for A Million Miles Away because I just felt like on the podcast I really couldn't go into it, and it was stuck on my mind. I was like, you know what, I need to just press record.
No, that's good. That's good. I need to still watch that as well.
So good. I feel like that's what we're gonna do. You know, like if there's something that means something to us stuck in our head or whatever it is, we're gonna just do a separate video on it.
Little video, check it out.
Yeah, the gaming channel's out there. Our channel will have shorts, but the actual gaming channel has the full footage. It's been, you know, one thing I should quickly note, it's like the traction has reduced a lot since a month ago. I don't know if it's something we said or did or what. I don't know, but I feel like we were getting, and again, we're gonna keep doing our shit anyway, but some of our videos were getting hundreds and some even thousands of views to like, now we're getting like less than 50 or 100 or 10 or whatever. And I'm just trying to think, like, did we say anything like a month ago? I don't know. Like that was like that, like
controversial.
YouTube, yeah.
Picked up, it was like, nah, block them.
Yeah, you didn't get no emails or nothing, but I feel like, did we say something? Like, is it because I don't know, like we started talking about getting into prayers a bit more and then Islamic thing? Was it that? Like, I don't know. Like,
nah, I don't think so, bro.
Some people,
it's different.
A month ago, everything just went shit. Like, even our subscribers, we were getting a good amount every month that will help us reach our target goal. And then all of a sudden, like I said, a month ago, everything just dropped. So I don't know. We'll keep doing our thing, but we'll see what happens.
Could be anything, bro. Could be anything. It's just algorithms and things change, but let's not make that the main focus. Just get the content out there. It's one or two people, and if it hits the one or two people, the rest is fine, bro.
That's it. All right. Wait, one more, bro. One more. Hold that for 1, 2, 3. That pick. All right, guys.
All right, cool.
On that note, thanks everyone for watching, subscribing, liking, all that good stuff. You know, me and Kibs are always going to be here every week, and we out. Peace.
Awesome. Take care, guys. Peace.